There is no such thing as I came into 2025 this way. So it is only predictable what the outcome will be. We cannot predict a man. Once the man is in Christ, you cannot predict. God can come true for anybody at any level. Now, it is easy to believe that for people and not believe that for yourself. It will come true. And listen, he likes it. He likes when we are in that situation where all arms of flesh have failed. When your calculation cease and you stop being a mathematician about your life. So only him can be God. You look at the result of your life and you can only make reference to one person, God. He likes it like that. Matthew chapter number 5 verse 3, Message translation. Look at it. It says you are blessed when you are at the end of your rope. As far as you are concerned, you are done. You see, one of the ways to live a frustrated life is to live a life that is powered by your small intelligence. Nothing frustrates like that. Listen, you look at people and you look at people who look like money, then you are kind towards those ones. The kindness is selective. The kindness is towards people who look like they are getting somewhere. But you miss the people that the hand of God is upon their life because it does not yet appear what we will become. See, if you live like that, you are blind. You miss important things. You miss amazing people in your life. Life really doesn't yield much for a man that is spiritually blind. You have to be in the spirit. So there is such a thing as when you are at the end of yourself, that's when God likes to now show himself. It is your business to determine when you come to the end of your rope. You can decide to make it what you come to when you are 60. You can make it what you come to when you are 70. Or you can get there now by revelation. How do you get there now? Just yield everything to his hands. I recognize you as God. Last year I struggled. I tried to engineer, tried to be smart. This year, okay, I yield to you. Speak, for your servant is listening. The place of submission is the place where you are carried. All the people you feel they have picture perfect, that if you marry this one, your children will be fine. They are the ones that broke your heart anyhow. They stabbed your heart with screwdriver. Even Samuel saw Eliab and said, surely the Lord anointed his head. You will have anointed a wrong king. Hey, but thank God for the ear that hears. God said, don't look at him. The Israelites, when they saw Jericho, it was too big for them. They relied on God. When God said, go around the city for 7 days, they followed the strategy. Why? Because they saw that, hey, by my own strength, I can't get this done. But when they finished Jericho, they saw Ai and they forgot God behind. And that little city called Ai dealt mercilessly with them. Anytime you feel you are enough, you will find out you are not. Even when it is what you are trained for, prepared for, you have the ability for, you have the strength for. In all your ways, acknowledge him. That's the secret. You are more likely going to fail in the things you have the capacity for. Because that's the time you are tempted not to rely on him. But you see those things that you know you can't do, you are most likely going to record success there. So I'm not saying lose your confidence. I'm saying put it on him. Just believe in him and trust him to do what he knows how to do best. I want to share this story so you don't make haste. We, as the leader of the campus fellowship, they joined the campus, so we also have our own fellowship. I sent leaders to go start what we call cell meetings, what you call house fellowship. Then there was one of them who was more zealous. I was starting cell meetings. So there's a season that I go around with some other executives to inaugurate those cell meetings and just bless them and then go. Sometimes we can do 3 places in a day and all that. But I noticed that everywhere he opened, when we got there, we were not recognized. He didn't open those places in the name of the fellowship. He opened them in the name of his ministry, but with the influence of the fellowship. So one time I called his attention to that. What are you doing? And he said, no, you can't talk to me like that. As a matter of fact, God has given me the instruction to start my own ministry. So, and then he went, let me tell you something. In less than 2 weeks, the church he started became the fastest growing church in the city. Everybody. I will stand, because apart from leading campus, I was also pastoring a Redeemed church. So I will start in church at the balcony. I stand there and looking at people who were our members. Everybody will be rushing there. That was the happening place. The foremost DJ on campus was the head of the instrumentality department. When you get to the ushering department, you are hearing Scorpion and all those kind of names. So sometimes I stand there on Sunday morning and looking at people. They come to here. Pastor. And God said, don't get offended. Don't get offended. And that guy was actually my best friend, just so you know. So God said, don't get offended. So I opened the friendship. In fact, one time I went to greet him in his house. Somebody was washing his boxers in the bedroom. Some other girls were cooking chicken and rice. And these were people that I used to pastor. And I was not passing you through all this, but you prefer somebody who is saying this to you. So when they finished cooking, I said, how far now? I said, I did. Sam. At least, you don't go pack my members, I don't go stitch up. So just to tell you the extent I kept the friendship. One morning, around 6 in the morning, somebody was banging my door heavily. So he said, please come out. I heard his voice. So I came out and I saw my friend. He was covered with blood. Oh boy, what happened now? One of the members beat him. I tell you, he had gotten himself into something. You gathered people from the street, which is not bad. Then you want to use street level. They understood the street more than him. So they just arranged themselves. So this is who this guy is. So they planned him and all that. He got him, said something really messy. And they caught him like this. They beat about 5 of them. Pastor on Sunday, fugitive on Monday. Beat him. And when the news of what he was doing came out, that church ended. We that were doing it small, we are still doing it till today. Let me tell you something. This example I've given to you, I can mention 5 of similar cases. That your life will be going away, people will just shoot and have speed. You say, let me join them. Accident is inevitable. God will tell you, wait for your own time. The fact that someone overtook you doesn't mean you failed God. It becomes more tricky when there are people you know that your depth of consecration is deeper than their own. You know you are in God's will, but that will doesn't seem to come with speed. Stay. I'm not sharing this story to say that it's my joy that somebody ministry folded, because the only person who still stood by him was me. But when I heard what he did, I have to run back. All right, so you got what I'm saying. But be careful. See, there are shining stars and there are shooting stars. When a shooting star comes over the firmament, it draws attention, but for a moment. Don't just be loud. Have foundations. The devil doesn't give anybody anything for long.